today, boys and girls, we are going to be writing questions. We know that the author is coming on Friday, and I thought that you were going to have your Olympics tomorrow, but I know you're not, but that's okay, because we're going to go ahead and write what's called open-ended questions. In a minute, we're going to take a look at some open-ended questions. The goal today for your language objective, can you guys read with me? Students will be able to write at least 6 open-ended questions for Ms. Miller-Lachman. And Ms. Miller-Lachman is the author of the novel Rogue that we're reading. Okay. So just quickly, I want to take a look at the difference between open-ended and closed-ended questions. Because it's really important when we talk to Ms. Miller-Lachman that we find out as much information as we can. And it's always a good idea as you get older and you start to apply for jobs and you start to go to college, you get a closed-ended question. Do you like the book Rogue? How can you answer that question? There are 2 ways. You'd say either, what?
Yes, I do like.
Yeah. Yes, I do, or
No, I don't.
no, I don't. Is that a lot of information?
No.
No. So an open-ended question, this is the same question but turned into an open-ended. It would be, want to read with me? What do you like about the book Rogue? How many different ways could you answer this question?
A lot. Like,
Nala?
something I like about the book is.
Yeah, and you might have an answer. Can you tell me what's one thing you do like about the book Rogue? Excuse me? You like the fact that they use superheroes? Someone else might like, yes?
And that I was learned a lot of stuff.
Okay, so you like the book because it helped you learn a lot of different things?
Yeah, and like vocabulary word.
Okay. All right, this is a question that, again, is called a closed-ended question. So, Ms. Madi, can you help me read this one? Good. Are you looking forward to next year? So how could you answer that? Either yes or
No.
no. That's why it's a closed-ended question. It doesn't give us a lot of information. How would we change that maybe to an open-ended question?
No, but I want to ask why it named a closed-ended question?
Okay, why do you think? It's a good question. Ting Ting's asking why did they name these closed-ended questions?
Is that because just 2?
Yeah, it really closes our answer choices down. It doesn't open up the possibility for us to talk and give information and learn about each other. I learned a lot more when I asked you this question. And if you're going to recommend a book to someone else, you know, if you say, I like the book Rogue, would that tell me why I should read that book?
No.
Not really. But if you tell me it teaches you a lot about life, it has superheroes in it, it has lots of action, like houses blowing up and...
Oh, and
yeah.
it let me wanted to look the movie X-Men. It let me wanted to look.
Okay. So how can we make this question an open-ended question? Does anyone have an idea?
Can we, what's X-Men? Like, after finishing?
You know, I thought about doing that. Let's just do this real quick and then we can talk about that.
So you're looking forward to next year?
Say that again?
Are you looking forward?
That would be our closed-ended.
Yeah.
How about if we started with the word what? How could we change this question if we use the word what?
What are you looking forward to next year?
Okay. Now,
Is that the same? I know. You just add the what.
now, how many different ways could you answer that?
Like a lot of reasons, symptoms.
So what are you looking forward to next year? Are there more than 2 things that you might be looking for next year?
Oh, new uniforms.
So the goal for this period is to write at least 6 questions. I'm going to put you with a partner so you can work together, but everyone needs to have the questions written down. I'm going to take them and then I will type them up so that on Friday, when Miss Miller Lockman is here, we will all have the questions in front of us.
Oh, you mean you
Okay.
want us to write down the questions?
I do, but let's do just a couple together because there are...
Is she gonna?
I have so
question us?
much questions wanted to ask her.
I know, and I'd like to challenge you and see who can come up with questions that maybe nobody else has. So, just hold that for a minute. I want to talk about the words that we're going to be using that, again, help us to have open-ended.
How?
That's good.
How?
Where?
Where, yep.
Why?
Why, very good.
When?
We've got when. What, when, how, where, why.
And what?
And
Maybe who?
Oh, yeah.
Who? Okay. So we've got 5 W words that start with W and 1 H. So what's a question that we might ask Miss Miller Lockman? What do we want to know?
I
Oh,
wanted
Dasha?
do you really know who's Chad?
Okay, so let me write that down because, and you tell me if this is open-ended or closed. Do you really know a person whose name is Chad? Is that what you want to say? Do you really know a person?
No.
No.
If you do, you really know Chad in person?
Okay, do you really know
Chad in person.
Chad in person?
You're right on person.
Oops, sorry.
Ah.
Okay, how can I answer that question?
Yes.
2 ways, right?
Yeah, so
Yes,
Yes
no.
or no?
close question.
That's a closed-ended question. How could we maybe change that question?
Are you right?
How could, maybe with the how, Dasha, can you? How
did you really know Chad?
did you
Really meet him?
think up, or, what, say that again?
Really meet him?
How did you
Think of
think up the character Chad? Okay, so if you find yourself not using one of these words, you're more than likely going to be writing a closed-ended questions. We really want to try to get our author to talk to us as much as possible. So when you're thinking of your questions, let's try to start them with one of our open-ended question words. Okay, I can help with grammar. I think I'm going to stop there and put you in partners so that you can be writing and talking to each other. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
me and you. Me, you, and
Do you want to have the boys and the girls work together?
Yeah.
We can do that. Okay, so Yuyan, can you come over with Dawa and Katul and Dasha, Ting Ting, and Liz Made, and then Blessing, can you come with the boys? We'll have a boys' table and a girls' table. All right, so get your journal. You can talk together. Make sure that everyone in the group writes the question down.
But we look nothing.
Blessing's going to come on over with the boys.
I have a question. I don't know how to change to open-ended.
Don't worry. I'm going to leave this out for you. So if you find yourself, as you're thinking of the questions, try to use the question words. I'm going to leave the question words up so that you try to use how, what, where, why, when. Sorry, it's going to take a minute to come up again.
That makes me woke up.
Excuse me?
What is?
That's just for me. Don't worry. You're not going to go anywhere. It's just for Mrs. Parra.
Oh, you're trying to say you see what?
Okay, so can you get out your journal? You should all have your journal.
Maybe I'm gonna cut off when you're.
Maybe I'll get my whiteboard.
So what is it there?
Say hi.
Story. Let's put it
Can
on.
we try to use one of our question words?
Oh.
Because you're talking about the story.
I don't
Pen isn't open.
I can use when, who, I can use that.
How about a how?
But that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we're going to have to change the question a little bit.
What does everybody say?
How?
Yesterday? What? That's a big day.
Okay. I like that thinking. It's kind of what I was thinking, you gang. How did you think about the story, or how did you create the story? Which do you like better?
How did you create this story?
Okay, remember you're going to try to create questions that other people in the room do not have, but you can use that one. How did you create your story? Okay, so we've got two. We've got a closed-ended and we have an open-ended. We want to try to stick with as many open-ended as possible. So we haven't used what or when or who, why.
I was gonna like, were they the characters your friend?
Who?
Oh wait.
You wanted to ask more about the characters?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who? Well, how could we create a question with one of those words?
Oh, we
Question
could
words.
say, where you hit, where you
Okay,
the,
try to use one of the question words.
that question?
Ting Ting, are you sharing your questions with Liz Mati and Dasha?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. No, sorry. Well, I hear it. Sorry. I hear it. No. I know.
So, Katul or Yu Yang? Blessing? We've got what? When? We used how. Where? We wanted to ask about the characters.
No, why are you using characters? That's fine.
Why? Do you want to talk about a specific character in the book?
You're supposed to use a character in it. But if there was no character,
Do you want to ask, like, why did she use middle school students? Why did she name the character Chad or Kiara?
they would be their names.
What do you think? Why did she use the middle school students? Why did you choose? Why did you choose to use? We'll talk softly so they can't hear us. Middle school students.
Miss Mara, that's not fair. You help them, not help us.
Yeah. 5 there, 5 there.
And Control, we need to share questions because I think we have all different questions.
I was gonna when did this?
Do you want to ask? It's okay, which one are you going to speak? Can you read that for me?
Why did you choose to use middle school students for main characters?
When did this book was made?
When was this book made? Okay. Okay, Blessing, which one? We haven't done this one. Who did you talk to get ideas for your story? Okay, girls, do you each have a question to speak?
What kind of
Dasha and Ting Ting, quickly.
I have
Choose
one.
one.
I have one.
I prepared
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Okay, boys, can you listen?
Give that to me.
We're gonna let the girls go first.
Mike,
So you each need to read one question. Speak it out loud, please.
May,
Go
where
ahead.
did you get your idea for this book?
Okay. Where did you get your idea?
No,
Okay.
you got that.
Dasha?
Okay, no, see. Now you can actually.
How do you think? How do you create this story?
Oh, how did you create the story? We have something similar.
Lost.
Liz Mane?
I won.
Why you use Kara or X-Men for writing this book?
Okay, why did you use X-Men to write the book? Okay, Dawa?
When did the book got sold? Well, I was gonna write when did this book?
Do you know when she wrote it?
Yeah,
Or-
when did she wrote it? I don't know.
Okay, when did the book, this is a past tense called get written. It's a very formal way of speaking. You could add that. When did the book get written? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna write when did the book got made?
Okay.
Can I use mine?
No,
But
you
Control,
have to
can you read the question that you, because that's a really good question. Guys, girls, listen. Can you read the one that you were going to speak?
Okay. I speak it. One more time. Okay. Why did you choose to use middle school students for main characters?
Oh.
And Yu Yang?
Is this story true?
Okay, is this story true? And Blessing, I don't
That's
think.
what I was going to ask.
Somebody said that.
Oh, it's a little different. Listen to this one. Can you read it with me, Blessing? Who did
You
talk
talk to
get
get
ideas
of
for
for
your story? So who did she talk to get ideas? Okay, make sure that you have them all written neatly. We did not get to this. Let me just show you, boys and you guys. Tomorrow, some people did a wonderful job with these superheroes. I think the author would like to see these. So tomorrow, some of you that need to put a little work, Liz Mane, it'd be nice to have some color. And this is part of your final project grade. So Yu Yang, we need to spend a little bit of time
Let me see mine.
finishing yours. Dasha, it would be really good. Dawa, we need some color.
Yep.
It would be good to type yours so that it would be really clear. Your picture is wonderful,
Look.
but to type your answer would be nice so that we can paste it on there and they can read it really clearly. Because the author might have a little trouble reading. Ting Ting, I didn't have yours. You need to look in your
Whoops, sorry.
folder. I don't have it in my folder. Okay, so good job today.